Hey everyone, today I'm going to be walking through my anticipated 2023 planner setup. So we will start with the most basic one, the one that you're probably familiar with seeing, and that is my 7x9 Erin Condren planner. It is not going anywhere for the new year. So this is my creative planner that I use weekly sticker kits from Planner Kate in. I just really enjoy sitting down on the weekend and mapping out my week all at one time, and of course getting out that creativity with stickers. It's just a different feeling than planning like say with just ink pen in my traveler's notebook. So this isn't going anywhere. I do try to update it after I do a plan with me, and typically I post my plan with me videos on Thursday for the week. So if you're interested in checking that out, that's what this planner is for. And I do get questions like, why do you plan in here and in another planner? And one of those reasons is obviously the creativity portion that I mentioned, but also because I do really enjoy having everything all in one book at the end of the year. I do an academic start, so a July start. So, you know, in July 2023, I'll be starting my new Erin Condren planner, but these go on my shelf and I do reference them typically every few months, just to see if we're on track for the month as far as typical things that we have going on in our family. So that's the first planner. The second pair is really where the majority of my time planning gets spent. And I've had this system kind of going for, probably since November of 2022. And I've changed a few things in this disc-bound planner, but these two kind of work together, and I'll show you how that is. So this is a disc-bound half letter size. I got these aluminum discs on Amazon, and then I did purchase the ShePlans daily. So most of the stuff in here, like the dividers, are from ShePlans, but we'll get to that when we get to the daily section. So the chunk of this planner is a reference binder. So if I leave it at home, I don't necessarily feel like I have to carry it with me every day. That's not a big deal. But it's also slim enough that if I need to bring it with me when I'm out and about, I can do that. Very little decoration in this one. This is from the planner spots, just a piece of vellum. In 2022, I logged all of my health information on this Year at a Glance from Infinite Lotus. And these little transparent stickers are from Planner Kate. And this is one of those things that I've been doing for a long time, and it's not going away because it's very helpful for me to see my medication changes and when I'm getting migraines and when I'm ill and all of that stuff. So now that this is completed, I can go ahead and take that out as we're ready for 2023. This is a piece of vellum from Poi and Hun, and then these quarterly and monthly half letter discs inserts are from Poi and Hun, and it's going to serve the same purpose as this, only give me a little bit more room for detail. So my color coding will still be done on these mini monthly calendars. You can see I started that already for January with a med change. But the thing that I liked about this is that it has room over here. So let's just say I happen to get sick on January 11th. I can put my colored dot there, but if I need to make notes about my symptoms or if I have a fever, anything like that, I'll have a room for notes in this section. These were actually made for goal planning. So I think what I'll do is at the end of the first quarter, review my health, maybe my weight, my wellness, mental health, all of that, kind of goes into this system for me and see if I need to change anything for the upcoming quarter. So I do have all 4 quarters in here, and then just a couple of blank pages from Poi and Hun. This is a vision board. I might set this up with the Planner Kate vision boards and then use this page over here for 2022 as a continuation. So a 2-page spread vision board. Just haven't quite got there yet. This I picked up just to reference the mini months. So I have all of 2023 on here, and this is from Cloth and Paper. Their vellum is so luxurious. So if you are looking for really high quality decorative vellum or even functional pieces like this, I would recommend checking out Cloth and Paper. These are the transparent stickers that I always use from Planner Kate that you see on this sort of thing. And these are in the Plum Modern colorway. And then for 2023, I'm going to be tracking some new items. For my health stuff, I already know what these colors mean. I've been doing it for so long. But for some of my other topics, I guess, I made a little key here on this half-page insert from Cloth and Paper. And that's going to help me just reference if I forget what color I need to put down for something. All right, these next 3 tabs are from ShePlans, and this is where I feel like throughout the year my planning might change, which is pretty typical for me, and that is my daily planning. But I wanted to use a daily planner in this specific half-letter system. That way I'm not adding an additional daily to carry around with me, like my day designer or daily duo from Erin Condren. It's just all in one planner, which has been tempting me. But I do like to stray on the daily page setup. So we'll see how the ShePlans inserts work for me. I have not tried them yet because they start in January. All right, enough of that rambling. This is a morning mindset from Cloth and Paper that kind of keeps me focused for the day. And then these are the ShePlans inserts. So this is their daily version. It does come with a month view for each month. And then when you turn the page, you have your planning pages for January. And then you go into your daily setup, which includes a weekly spread, which is really nice. So I like that the mini calendar for the month is here, just as a reference for where I'm at. Probably check mark off or highlight the current week. You have room for a focus or notes and just a lined section, and then a weekly over here, and then your daily pages all look like this with a 6 a.m. start and 9 p.m. stop, the focus for the day, and room for a to-do list. So I am going to give these daily inserts a go for at least probably January. And then if I need to, I can add February and March in here. The last section in this disc-bound planner is my review process and reference section. So we have the digital declutter from Cloth and Paper, and then the review process inserts from Kendra Bork Printables on Etsy. I'll link all of this stuff below for you guys too, so you don't have to hunt, because some of these stores are on Etsy and some of them just have their own standalone website. She has room for your daily routine at home, weekly review and daily review, an annual, quarterly, and monthly review, your daily routine for work, a master task list for annual, semi-annual, or periodic tasks, weekly routine, theme days, or weekly plan, and then that's the end of her review insert. I also printed out her business expenses for the year, so I wanted to start tracking any of my expenses for YouTube or any income that I make. It's very minimal at this point, but I do have to keep track of that for tax information. I'm kind of right on that threshold, so these are going to be used for that. So you have this 2-page spread with the income at the top and expenses at the bottom, with all of your months going across the top. You also get 12 of these monthly sheets, so you can break down the month by date, description, category, if it's an income or an expense, and get your totals, and then transfer those to this page. So we have all 12 of those, and then you have an example here that she gave you, and then room for a year-end review and goals and ideas for next year. The next section is my goal setting section. Oddly enough, I have never been into goal planning a lot in this planner community as that sort of setting. You've heard of SMART goals probably. As a special ed teacher, I feel like all I do is write goals and track data some days, so it's never really been something that I've wanted to do in my personal life, but I feel like that is something that is needed. So I did pick up these goal planning inserts, again from Poi and Hun. You have a few of these very open spaces just to kind of brain dump, maybe make a mind map and label the categories. And then it breaks down into more subsections here with 6 goals. And then I've already started, I think this was in November and December, a faith goal, and then I want to set some for home, work, family, and wellness, and then I'll have extra room for those. The nice thing is there are 12 of these monthly goal sheets. So after you break down into mini goals, you can break that down even farther into weekly goals. And there are, like I said, 12 of these. So at the end and beginning of each month, I could sit down, plan this out for the month, review it at the end of the month, and then I do want to put down any changes I want to make for the following time next year. So when I start this in January, I'll review this January goal page, sit down with my planner, kind of review how our month went in all of those areas: family, wellness, faith, work, etc. And if I know there's something I want to do for the following year at that time, I will put it on this lined sheet on the back of this sheet. So this would be for January 2024. For example, I know next year I cannot wait to do my Christmas shopping in December. It's just not working, and it hasn't for a couple years, and it's driving me nuts. So next year we're starting in November. So you have all of those 12 spreads. And then I just wanted to mention that one of the reasons I love this half letter disc system is because I can take things like this, which is my son's school schedule, and trim just a little bit off, fold it in half, punch it, and now I have the whole sheet in here to reference instead of trying to rewrite it somewhere. So that is my reference goal finance planner. Does also have daily pages. I don't know that I'll use a daily page every single day, just when I need it. So that's what's in here. And my goal was to not duplicate a lot of information. So yes, I was very tempted to add things like weekly pages in here, but there's no need for me to have weekly pages in here and in my traveler's notebook, which I'm going to show you last. And this is kind of my planner that houses everything and goes everywhere with me. So this is, like I said, my main planner, and I am setting some limits for myself, I guess, on this planner this year. I'm going to stay in standard size, primarily because every time I stray and try like B6 or A6 or A5 or Astrology, I always end up coming back to this planner anyway, and it's because it works for me. So I'm going to try to limit, one, how many covers I buy. I do really, really love a good leather cover. I have quite a stash of them, but my goal is, before I purchase a new one, to check my stash, and if I have something that's similar, like let's say this blue, not to buy a new one, but just use what I have. So there's that kind of disclaimer at the beginning, I guess. So I will be decorating these each month with my Cocoa Daisy papers like I have been for years. However, I'm going to limit the inserts and the insert changes that I allow myself to make. So let me just pull out this first section. I have jump banded together, and I'll show you what I have going on. So I have this clear vinyl dashboard from Chic Sparrow. The back insert is this monthly insert from the Travelers Company. And I've tried to sit down, again, since November, and be very intentional with what I'm going to use each page in here for, and stick with it and not change it up, even though I'm tempted by all the awesome products out on the market. So I'm not going to be doing anything with this 23-24 overview other than just having it for reference. This page right here that has the whole year of 2023, I'm going to use as a mood tracker. And then the rest of the book is just monthly pages. So here's a look at December and January and so forth. So all of my forward planning is really done in this book. And if I need to make an appointment or a dentist appointment, doctor appointment, whatever, this is what I reference because it has everything on it. And then jump banded to that monthly, I have 3 different inserts, I guess. So this first one is from CreffectivePaper, and it is her year at a glance, and I just printed it off basically twice, and it wraps around both the inserts, and they all track very different things. So I have my son's health, which I'll use the same transparent stickers and color coding for that, stuff for my husband, and then work and school schedule in the front. And then inside of that insert, I have this month on one page, again from CreffectivePaper, and I'm going to be listing my daily gratitude on this page and a bucket list. So now that it's nearing the end of December here, I need to sit down and decide what things I definitely want to get done within the month of January. If I want to go on a trip, movie tickets, concert tickets, all of that extra stuff will be on here. And then I'm going to, at the end of the month, pick my favorite 3 things that we did and put those there. So I have the whole year of that, and it goes inside of this yearly overview. And then I printed out 12 months of this social media planner, and she doesn't have it labeled that I'm drawing a blank, but I will put a link down below for this. This is a social media planner. I know it's from Etsy, but I've just been mapping out what YouTube videos I post, which on Mondays it's kind of like a free-for-all, and then Thursdays are my weekly plan with me, and then just keeping track of that. And if there's anything I know that I want to film, I can make notes of that as well. So that's going inside of this, and then we'll be jump banded back onto this, and then put around this elastic in the notebook. So that is everything in this first vinyl. My second one is my weekly planning. I'm gonna take this off. I have some sticky notes. So on this inside of this clear thing, I have tons of sticky notes with like check amounts that I wrote that I need to log, finances, lots of things like that. So this is from the Travelers Company as well. It is January through June, and I was watching Llama Letters YouTube. She was posting about like a year-long no spend, and it made me kind of sit and reflect, and that's why I decided that I'm going to, I guess, attempt to stay in this weekly insert from January through June and fill it up for 2023, and then maybe reevaluate in July if I want to try a different weekly insert. But I'll be honest with you guys, it's so easy for me to just go on Etsy and spend $3 or $4 on a new weekly insert, print it out, use it for a week or two, and then switch. And while that is really fun for me and I actually enjoy trying new inserts, it's also like, do I need to do that? It adds up very quickly. It's like nickel and diming myself. So we are going to stick with this for 12 months for the monthly calendar, and this for 6 months, and then see where we're at. And I really do love this insert, so I'm hoping that it's not really an issue, like I won't even be tempted. Again, nothing for this 2023-24 page. And then from this page, I'm going to be pulling things from the Daily Stoic and my journaling, which I'll get to at the end of this setup. But there are things that I think should be in the forefront of my mind pretty much every day after I do my journaling. And I'm going to pull those ideas or topics that I want to reflect on or practice every single day in my life and put those on here so that they're kind of front and center. So this is 4 months on 2 pages, and it has all of 2023 in here. And then this is the weekly layout. I'll show you a blank page so you know what that looks like. It's a very typical horizontal layout. Monday start, Sunday end, with the current month and upcoming month up here. And I love, love, love that it tells you what week of the year you are in, and then a nice open grid section on the right. So I have been drawing a line down the center, putting appointments over here. Anything that's a to-do item that has to be done on that specific day goes over here. And then this is my weekly running to-do list. And then this has been kind of changing as we go. So I have next week here set up, the skeleton. I'm doing a to-do to contact and errands, habits, high and low, blood pressure, my zone cleaning, and then I haven't quite decided what I'm going to put down here yet. I have that set up for a couple of weeks, and so I should be ready to go there. It's kind of, I don't know. Someone's going to probably say, I just heard you say you are not switching weekly inserts, and you're right, I did, but I guess I also want to put that caveat in that I reserve the right to change my mind if needed. All right, so that's my weekly insert. Then this next one is just a plain lined notes page. This is also from the Traveler's Company, and it holds all of the lists, passwords, things that I always need to buy for my son's lunch, just tons of different things. So very personal stuff, but there's a look. It's just, like I said, plain white lined paper. And then my last insert is where I'm going to be doing my journaling, which is also a little bit different for me. I have done journaling in the past, but I want to say I'm fairly certain it's always been in its separate system. And I chose an insert to put in here with my planning, and I figured that might make me more likely to be consistent with actually sitting down to journal every day, because I'm always in the planner portion. So now that it's right here with those pages, hopefully that will carry over. So again, a vinyl dashboard from Chic Sparrow. I did put all of my stickers I want to use for journaling in here, which will change out each month with my Cocoa Daisy kit. So date dots, and then just some decorative stickers, days of the week, more decorative stickers. and I really probably will not use these in my planning pages. I'm going to keep those pen only just to keep things simple. And then all my creative planning can be done in my Erin Condren planner that I showed you first. So those are handy. I do have a zip folder in here from a traveler's company with some checks in it that I need to hand out. And then the actual insert is from Cocoa Daisy. It is their standard size dory. And I'll just be checking off the days on their calendar up here when I get my journaling done for that day. And then you get 5 sets of their weekly stripe pages across from this open section. So I was thinking I could do things like put some pictures and memory keeping over on this side. And then I will put my daily gratitude over here. And then at the end of the month, transfer those over to this insert. And that is the one thing that seems a little repetitive to me. However, I don't necessarily do a great job of archiving my journal pages, and I think I'm gonna like having all my gratitude in one insert for the entire year of 2023. So that's the plan for these weekly stripe pages for the month. And then the rest of their dory is now just this grid page with the headers and the artwork changing. So again, I'm going to be doing a prayer list from church, just a general list of people that I pray for on the daily or new prayer concerns. I am reading the Daily Stoic, which has journaling prompts, and I'll be reflecting on that on these sections. And then any Bible reading that I do, if I have notes that I need to write down about that scripture. And there are enough pages in this insert that I would have a full page per day. I'm also considering downloading Journaling Home on Etsy. She has some journal prompts, and I might go that route. But I'm really enjoying the Daily Stoic right now. So there are enough pages, like I said, to do that every single day, and hopefully one page will be enough room to get my thoughts down on paper. All right, so I think that wraps up my 2023 system. Hopefully it all made sense. I know I hear people say what works for me, it doesn't have to make sense to you or to other people. However, obviously, if it's working, it could be helpful, maybe, for other people. So I do like to share what I'm doing and why I love it and why it's working. So hopefully I answered some of those questions. And if there was anything that you could pick up that you think would help you, that would be wonderful. So we have reference and daily, creative planner with stickers that stays home, and then my everyday carry. So if you guys have questions about anything, if I didn't explain it well, just let me know. Or if I miss a link, because that could happen, I'm going to try to add them all to the description. But please feel free to reach out and I'll get back to you. Bye, guys.